Have you ever pondered the sustainability of our current economic system, where resources are finite and demand is ever growing? Imagine a world where the economy isn't dictated by paper currency, but by the very resources that feed, clothe, and house us. This concept is known as a resource-based economy. Yes, it's a shift in perspective that could potentially revolutionize the way we interact with the world and each other. To put it simply, a resource-based economy is one where the country's gross product largely comes from natural resources. Consider the economies of certain Gulf Cooperation Council countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar. These nations are highly dependent on exporting oil and gas. Their economies are resource-based because their wealth and growth are directly tied to the amount and value of their natural resources. Or think about Suriname, a small country on the northeastern coast of South America. Its economy is heavily reliant on bauxite exports, which account for more than 15% of its GDP and 70% of export earnings. Now let's take this concept to a broader scale. Imagine if every country operated on a resource-based economy. Resources would no longer merely be commodities to be bought and sold. Instead, they would become the very basis of our economy. This brings us to the idea of a post-scarcity society. In theory, this is an economic situation where most goods can be produced in abundance with minimal human labor, making them available to all very cheaply or even freely. It's a world where scarcity has been eliminated for all essential goods and services, allowing everyone to have their basic survival needs met. Of course, this doesn't mean all commodities will be abundant. Some will remain scarce. However, the fundamental shift in a resource-based economy is that the focus is on meeting needs rather than generating profit. So, what have we discovered today? We've delved into the concept of a resource-based economy where a country's wealth and growth are tied to its natural resources. We've used real-world examples like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and Suriname to illustrate this concept. We've also explored the idea of a post-scarcity society where essential goods and services are available to all, not just those who can afford them. The future of our economy could very well lie in our ability to shift our perspective from a profit-based system to a resource-based one. And though this transition may seem vast and daunting, it's essential to remember that every significant change begins with a single step. As we move forward into the future, perhaps we'll find that our most valuable resource is, in fact, our ability to adapt and grow.